The Sunday night game, the Lions at Kansas City. Kansas City got rolling in this one. Patrick Mahomes, the top scorer with over 31 fantasy points. How about Hollywood Brown just under him with 20.5 points? We got to hear from Mahomes in the postgame on this offense coming together against a really good Lions team.
You could see it. You see spurts here and there throughout the beginning of the season of guys excelling. And, I mean, obviously you don't want injuries, but, I mean, it threw Hollywood and Taekwon in big moments and where they had to really progress even faster than we could expect, kind of like with Xavier the year before and Rashid the year before that. And so now that we're adding those guys back, they all have the confidence that they can win their matchups and know how to work within the offense. And so it makes my job a lot easier. And when those guys up front are blocking like that, I have weapons everywhere that I can throw the football.
The Chiefs offense taking advantage of a Lions secondary that is just beyond wounded.
Yep.
But they looked good last night, Matthew. The quick game was rolling for the Chiefs. They got all the big guys involved. Kelsey out of the gate had some juice to this one. And right now, Mahomes is the top scoring quarterback in fantasy going into the Monday Night Football doubleheader.
He's had one game this year with fewer than 22 fantasy points. He leads all qualified quarterbacks with 289 yards of offense per game, both passing and rushing. And that's the key to me here. It's not just the passing, but also every game it seems like he's giving you something with the legs. I think he had over 30 yards and a rushing touchdown in this one as well. And so the question is Patrick Mahomes back to being, capital letters, Patrick Mahomes fantasy superstar? And I say yes.
Defiantly, definitely yes, all the way, because he is getting the running this year. But, Jay, the pass game is just so wildly efficient right now. And, Rashee Rice is back.
Exactly. This week, yeah.
They did it yesterday as well without Josh Simmons at left tackle, who had a personal thing, couldn't play. He was been looking good recently. He's given them something at left tackle they didn't have. The offensive line looks better than it has in a couple of years. To me, this is clearly the best Chiefs offense since 2022 when Mahomes was throwing for 5,000 yards and winning MVP. And I think it's the only way is up as well with Rashee Rice, who is by far the best pass catcher on the team now. And just to be able to inject him back in, there's not many quarterbacks I would want more than Mahomes the rest of the way. And
how many? Let's do it.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's it.
But, I mean, listen, can you make an argument for Baker? Can you make an argument for Jaden Daniels? Sure, but probably not. I think if I were redrafting today, honestly, if I were redrafting today, I think Mahomes goes second. Because just, again, with the injury to Lamar and, that's kind of a lost season. I know their schedule gets easier, but I'd feel better about Mahomes right now than I do. So I think I would probably say Allen, Mahomes. Then you've got Lamar, Jaden, Hurts. Obviously, Baker's in the mix. Drake May's continue to impress. I think Caleb has a nice game today as well. But that's going to be sort of the next tier.
Yeah, I would have Mahomes and Hurts as 3 and 4.
Sorry, I mentioned Hurts. Yeah,
Hurts is gonna. I think the Eagles. I don't think it can stay like this. I think they will get better. I think it'll get better. The thing is,
bet on it.
But I wouldn't want any of the elite guys over Hurts. Hurts is so tush-push dependent for his fantasy value. And it's going to continue, but
The thing with Hurts is that if he doesn't run, if there are no designed runs in the offense for him, he's just not that elite of a quarterback.
That's right.
That's what makes him special. And they just haven't been calling any design runs for him at all. So I just think mini buy. How do you fix the team? Well, make Jalen Hurts run again. And I think a lot of things gets fixed. So I would be buying Eagles and Hurts stock at the moment.
On the Lions side of this game, signs of life from Jameson Williams.
Hang on, before we move on off the Chiefs, the only thing I want to say is obviously a huge game for Hollywood Brown. And I'm sort of I mean, just because, again, you've got Rashee Rice, you've got Xavier Worthy, you've got Travis Kelce. Nice game for Kelce. Tyquan Thornton, a week after having 90 receiving yards, can't get a target. It was the weirdest thing in the world. I mentioned this because I took over 25 receiving yards for Tyquan Thornton as part of my 3-play last night. That did not cash. So apologies to America on that. It was a tough betting game as well. It was just super weird for his usage he'd cleared 40 receiving yards in every game this year but one, and not to get one target last night was kind of insane in a game in which Mahomes threw for almost, over 300 yards.
And in that game, the Chiefs' defense was really good. They kept the Lions' run game in check. They kept the Lions' pass game in check. The standout was Jameson Williams, who, finally
257 yards.
Finally was just involved in terms of target share. That's been the problem this year. I mean, season high 26% target share. We have not seen that this year, it feels like, consistently.
Yeah, it was very handy. They were able to shut down relatively Amon-Ra St. Brown outside of that one drive where he's getting mostly short targets. But this was the Jameson Williams that we expected expected to see before the season. And I think that the Lions, just in recent weeks, they've just been so dominant. They just haven't had to do that much. Like, they were just destroying Baltimore on the ground in that primetime game. Then they're up 1 million points against Jake Browning. Don't need to throw that much. And they blew out the Bears by 30 points. So I think that in normal games where they do actually have to throw a bit, Jameson Williams is still like the number one outside receiver by far. It's just that their run game is so good typically that they don't really need to use him that much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he had a 26% target share in this game, but that's a season high. His average of the target was 4.9. Which is the low in the season. Like, they didn't take any deep shots to him. Yeah. So it's sort of weird. It tells you maybe the route tree's expanded, which is good, but it's also like, well, if you're telling me he's competing for the short stuff with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta, like, you don't feel great that that's always going to be the case here. They play Tampa Bay at home next week, so we'll see. Signs of life, but I just sort of feel like everyone bailed on Jameson Williams. No one started him last night, unless you were truly desperate or in a deeper league. And I've seen him available in a bunch of leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, Heavy Meat Sauce says Jameson Williams is the biggest boom-bust player that ever boom-busted. I agree with you, Meat
Gabe
Sauce.
Davis in Buffalo. I think the one thing that really would make you feel good about Jameson Williams is that this Detroit secondary is just completely battered. There's DJ Reed's on IR, Terrion Arnold's out for a while, Kirby Joseph is running around on one leg, Brian Branch was banged up as well, and I just think they're going to be
suspended, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. That was bad after the game.
Yep. So there's just going to be more shootouts where they may have to throw a bit more.
Yeah, the weird running game. I don't know that there's much you can take away from. David Montgomery has probably his worst game of the season, although he threw a touchdown pass that ended up getting called up. I think if that play had counted, if Jared Goff hadn't been in motion, illegal motion, maybe the narrative around him is a little bit different. Super weird on Jahmyr Gibbs because he gets all the rushing work, but no passing game work. It's his first game with 0 receiving yards since week 4 of 2024. I bring this up because my best bet yesterday was Jahmyr Gibbs over on his receiving yards, which he'd hit in 3 of the 5 games so far this year. The only 2 he hadn't had been the blowout wins. And so when you're like, well, in a close game, they're probably going to have to throw, and I think they're going to lose to the Chiefs. They'll be down. So I was right about all that, except for the fact they just didn't throw to Jahmyr Gibbs. I had a frustrating night last night. I apologize to America. I apologize to my family.
America accepts your apology.
Yeah. The good news is,
yes, sir,
you're in line to get your first win of the fantasy season in our show league.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Not at all. No, I know I'm not. No, producer Damien put up over 175 points on me.
I know.
But once, again, I am the most in points against. Like, it is every single week. Everyone brings their A game.
Where are you in points for in the league?
You're everyone's
I'm not last.
Like, when you do the monologue all summer, you're everyone's. I picked up 4 players to beat you. Last week.
No, I get. Listen, I get it. Karma's a bitch, and I talked a bunch of trash, and now I have to pay my compens. Now I'm being repaid, but I am still the defending champ of this league. You a-holes until
not
much
much
longer.
You're
about
to be mathematically eliminated.
I think I already am, aren't I? I think I assume I already am.
Spiritually eliminated.
But I had a good week, but Damien literally put up 170 points. Like, you guys are like in the 90s, 110.
Nope. I was gonna say I'm not in the 90s.
But how many? What was your points total right now?
I don't know.
120
I
or
have
something
somebody going tonight.
Yeah. I have Jaden Daniels and Jacory Krosky-Merritt, and I'm
My
going to.
point total's 127, and I've still got players to play. It's fabrication. It's ridiculous. In the 90s,
That's fine.
projected score 140.
He's talking about like Adam's team every week.
That's fine, but you're 127. He's at 175, dude. He's 50 points better than you.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
I already beat you.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
The coffee shop said
I'm in the
the
120s.
excuse is in full effect.
I'm not. What excuses? I'm not making any excuses. Explain to me what. Hang on for a second. Now you're derailing this.
Points was the excuse in fantasy football.
What is the excuse? I don't understand. What is the excuse?
That your schedule. You had a bad schedule.
That's a fact.
Everyone plays the same schedule.
No, that's not true.
You're 11th in points for in the league. Out of
There's 12 teams, by the way.
No. I'm higher than that in points for. I think I'm like 9th or something like that.
You're literally not.
Well, the week's
I'm
not
looking at
over.
it right now.
We'll see tomorrow when the week is over. There we. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotorworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.